What's up, everybody? Chad Powers has come to an end, and I didn't get to this game until about 2 in the morning, thanks to the Dodgers and Blue Jays game, but that game was worth staying up for this show. Let's dive into the finale. They picked up with the same scene that ended episode 5, but I've got mixed feelings on this half, the back half of the Coach Hudson heart attack scene. One of the things they've done a great job of establishing in this show has been that coach QB relationship. And while I understand, the chaotic situation, everything's going wrong here, I don't think there should have been any hesitation once that Chad realized they needed Russ's car. Yes, his brain looks like the pink medicine we all took when we were kids because he realized that he totaled the coach's wife in his car and she mentions said car. It's quite the predicament to be in, and he's also got Ricky to worry about, who he's gotten too comfortable around, and he slipped up into Russ a couple of times being with her. Honestly, I think, this scene just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, at least the half of it that was in this episode, because it feels like, with the hesitation and everything, just saying again, my opinion, I think he should have gone right away to get the car no matter what, but the hesitation just kind of feels like a pre-Catfish Russ thing, and I didn't want to see that in the finale. Anyways, they get things going once we get to the team's practice and coach's message of, I'm alive, it's Georgia who's dead. It was a great scene, embracing comedy amidst the drama of the heart attack and, of course, the whole dual identity thing too, which I suppose, the, let's call it aggressive approach from Ricky for the reveal was fitting for the show, considering, she realizes that she'd been lied to during her worst moment. It wasn't how I saw it going from the beginning. We also got a nice genuine moment between Ricky and her pops in the hospital. Now, it definitely helps that, it starts with her walking in on him being the ultimate football guy once again. He's just a total sicko for football, and it's awesome, but it did really turn into an incredible scene. One that, realistically, saves Russ from being exposed as Chad. She loves her pops too much. And since we're on the topic of dads, Russ goes to see his, and as I've said throughout the show, this dramatic take on the persona of Chad Powers existing isn't working for me. Glenn delivers a hell of a performance in this scene, and it doesn't change it, but simply noting that he and his dad just didn't have a great relationship did not build this up enough for a big impact here at the end. It was always overshadowed too by the Oregon Rose Bowl mistake, while this situation is what genuinely drove him to be Chad, if you ask me, but it's the hitch of having so few episodes in your show. Regardless, they rekindle their relationship as Chad is reborn and ready for Georgia. Ricky wasn't ready for Chad though, with a vicious verbal undressing after he poured his heart out for her, so, with his love for her and the love he'd hoped she had, which, let's be real, she probably still does have for him fails, he resorts to her love for her pops. Basically, he uses that against her and blackmails her with it, and after the face-off in the tunnel and on the field to end the episode, they might have to break a bet at halftime or there might be a murder in Savannah. At the end of the day, they live for football, they die for football, and they bleed football, and nothing can change that. But I gotta be honest, I don't even know what to say about the end of this finale, so we're gonna have some fun and go with the crazy hypothetical continuation of this episode. The Bulldogs came out hungry and Chad got obliterated. We're talking debilitating injury, and that ends the Cinderella run. Coach, with the boost to Kuga on her ace sig of the first drive, has another grabber, and then Cash Patel arrests Russ right out the ambulance. Cue the credits. Jokes aside, I was truly rocking with the finale up until that final scene, but with the momentum they built in this episode, you gotta finish that game. Just give us a quick post-game presser that would have gotten the job done. Steve Zahn was the MVP of this show, though. Glenn, he had his moments when it came to the drama, not so much the comedy. I didn't love that side of his character, and the rest of the cast, they did the best with what they had. And so that's going to do it for my review of the Chad Powers finale. I'm going to go ahead and call it a good finale with a bumpy final descent because Game 3 of the World Series was awesome, and I saw a great movie last night too, so I was in a good mood for this show. Go see Nuremberg when it comes out, by the way. It's out in theaters in a couple weeks. Russell Crowe, Rami Malek, Michael Shanahan, Richard E. Grant, John Slattery, Leo Woodall, and more on that great cast. Going into the story of the Nuremberg trials, it's incredible, but focusing on this show, I want to know what you guys thought about the Chad Powers finale and the entire show, so let me know down in the comments below and make sure you have a great day.